Well, Sinan Hatahet is a senior fellow for the Syria Project at the Atlantic Council, and you're joining us from Istanbul. Sinan, I'm going to ask you to really simplify. If you had somebody who said, look, I'm not a Syria expert, I know there's been a civil war for 14 years, I know it's been over for a month, how's the country doing? What would you say?
Well, the country is checking off 61 years of a Baath Party, a single party that was dominating the public sphere and was in charge of the fate of millions and tens of generations, has been responsible for, in the last 14 years at least, for displacing half of the Syrian population. And it takes time to recover from this brutal rule. And now the Syrian people, for a very long time, has been waiting to turn the page and to take these things into hand and to govern the country as they aspire, with people that they know and represent, and hopefully aspire for a better future, something that they can hand over to the next generations to come while feeling proud and also hopeful for a country that speaks of itself in a region that is in turmoil.
The country has not descended into chaos over the last month. There is fighting, especially with the Kurds, but the opposition groups amongst themselves have not been fighting. And overall, there appears to be acceptance of the authority of the new leader, Ahmed al-Sharaa, and his government team. Is that a fair characterization, first of all? And if so, why is that?
Yeah, it is quite fair, I believe. First of all, yes, there were many concerns about the possibility of fraternal fighting among the Syrian opposition forces, but it seemed that after 14 years, and with their fair share of infighting, especially in the first years of the conflict, that the groups have learned the hard way, and that their freedom and the stability of the country is much more valuable. And also, I think that their local constituency also wouldn't allow it and wouldn't accept it. So there is much more concern about their own future if they do engage into internal fighting. That's for one. The second one, I believe that the Syrian people has also once again shown a great deal of wisdom and restraint. Lost members of their families one way or another during the conflict, either in jail or in fighting. So they do have a lot of personal vendetta to assume if they want to, but we haven't seen any kind of single act of revenge, neither in Damascus or in rural Syria, which speaks also volume about the restraint of the Syrian people and how hungry they are to turn the page and to write a bright one after 14 bloody years of war.
The leader of the new administration, Ahmed al-Sharaa, says that they are prioritizing right now drafting a new constitution and then holding elections. But that whole process is going to take about 4 years to get to first constitution and then new elections. Do you think he's going to have that long of a runway?
Well, that's a big challenge for him at the new administration. The country cannot go with the old constitution for that long. He will need to issue new regulations during this period, something that will allow him also and allow the people to be more participative in the administration of the country, that they also feel heard and feel part of this new Syria. So if a constitution doesn't emerge very soon, then he needs to fill the gap in between. For the elections, it's also a technical question. Half of the Syrian people has been displaced, again, either internally or abroad, and there is a lot of logistical work needed to make sure that all Syrian people eligible can vote, can cast vote and can also choose who represent them. Otherwise, the results of the elections will be screwed. So I think that all the government can do is accelerate this, but they will need also the help of the civil society. They will need the help of the regional community as well as international. With the right assistance, technical and financial, this could be accelerated and hopefully get a good result very soon.
All right, Sinan Hatahet, Senior Fellow for the Syria Project at the Atlantic Council. Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.